What's up, support? Wait, do I have an echo? I do. Fuck. Let's see how to fix that. Anthony, what's up? I ain't seen you in a long time. That's why. I don't know why the hell that shit was. I'm trying to test something new out, but it seems like it's giving me an echo now. Might have to switch this shit. That echo is a bitch right now. So you guys don't hear an echo? Yeah, I tried a different setup and then I upgraded the camera quality. Bro, you was cool on there. When nobody complained. Like I said, the only thing is, at first I thought you was that little nigga fucking with me. That's all. After that, everything was good. Yeah, November 7th can't get here can't get here fast enough. Hey, so just to be clear, I don't have an echo on you guys' end. Good. Cool. Well, as long as y'all don't hear the echo, I'm good. Anyways, as y'all can see, We got 4 topics just like usual. And we have first up, who is the better friend between Ghost and Tommy? That's actually a debate I had with a friend before. And I think I may have said something about it on here before, but it was like maybe like a month or two ago, and it was a way smaller audience. So I was like, let me introduce it again with other people. Oh no, I'm gonna cover that in the morning show, Takari. I don't really do that in the night one, but trust me, I definitely didn't forget. That's coming in what? What time is it? 11. That's coming in less than 12 hours. I didn't ban him. He's not banned. When he was on that Tails account earlier in the morning show, I put his little ass in timeout, but I didn't ban him. Salute right to. But yeah, like we were saying, discussion between who is the better friend between Ghost and Tommy. To me, I honestly I don't even know how that ended up coming up, but I know what my answer is. I'm very interested to hear what you guys got to say, and then we can have our debate on who we think it is, as long as we don't unanimously think it's the one person. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna have different answers. Then of course we got an introduction, a show that I haven't covered yet. Is added, as you guys could see. We have Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. I'm not sure who watches this, but the show is good enough for me to cover it. I'm gonna tell y'all that. And now, do it got some bullshit up in there? Absolutely, it got some bullshit, but I was able to withstand it and get watch the show enough that I was like, okay, this shit is actually pretty damn good. Watch the show enough that I was like, okay, this shit is actually pretty damn good. So yeah, we're gonna have a brief conversation on that. Cover that. I hope a lot of y'all watch it. That way I can actually, have a convo with it. But then of course we have, and I think this one right here is gonna be the bigger one that we're gonna actually have a debate on, because I think it's gonna be mixed answers up in this one. Did Tasha deserve money after Ghost, in Ghost will? Because as we know, he didn't leave her shit. Certain people feel like he should have left her something, and some people felt like it was justified. She didn't deserve nothing. We're gonna cover that. And then last, we have, which is kind of a shocker, we have Tommy Rats. Basically, what I'm saying in this one is it's a possibility that Tommy might end up ratting on somebody at the end of season 3 of Force. Reason why I came up with this solution is because I remember someone, I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody said it may have been Joseph Sakura himself when they first was talking about for season 3, they was teasing that Tommy's gonna do something that he's never done before, that we never thought we would, excuse me, that we would see him do. So one of the things that I could think of that would probably be a little shocker for us to see is him to rat on somebody. Now I'm sure if DeMarcus come his ass in here, he gonna say he a rat anyway. That's just his ass. But for the most part, Tommy has always, kept it a G, didn't open his mouth about, other people's criminal activities. So that is our 4 topics that we have for today. We're gonna start it off, like I said, with who's the better friend between Ghost and Tommy. Read some of these comments. Is Shay Wu account banned? I don't think it is, bro. Like I said, I didn't ban him. If he is banned, somebody else got his ass. It wasn't me. It depends on the situation. They were like brothers, but I think Tommy had more love for Ghost in the long run. Really? Yeah. Who said they hated me earlier in the morning show? That was I think it was Michael Lee who said that shit. Braden is the better friend. Ghost and Tommy can both be selfless and selfish at times. I mean, we didn't include Braden in, but if you want to talk about between Tariq and Braden, then I think that should possibly be unanimous that Braden is the better friend between Tariq and Braden. But I think between Tommy and Ghost, it's a little closer. Tasha didn't deserve to get the money. What's up, Steve? Remember, being a snitch would be crazy and contradictory. Tommy already snitched, so they can't be. So Takari on that book too. Well, we gonna see. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get to what y'all is perceiving to be a snitch and all of that. But that's the last topic. So Talia, you're on the side that's saying it's Tommy. Ghost was a great friend if you could see through all the bullshit. Despite everything that happened, he refused to set up Kanan or even kill him. And that says a lot. Ghost loved Kanan. Right. So it says Ghost the better friend. A part of me wants to say Tommy, part of me wants to say Ghost. You got to choose, man. So, Steve, I don't think we got your answer yet. Who's the better friend between Ghost and Tommy? What you mean for the last time? I can't really decide because they both did some grimy, but still watch each other back. Ghost did sacrifice his future, always looking out for Tommy. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just give y'all my answer, I guess. My answer is I think Ghost was the better friend. So the reason why I'm gonna go with Ghost is because if you pay attention, Ghost cared enough about Tommy that it wasn't that he just cared, about it wasn't that he just cared about Tommy himself. He actually also cared about the people Tommy cared about. Like if it was somebody that Tommy loved, like truly loved, Ghost wouldn't touch him. That's not the same, you know what I'm saying? That's not the case with Tommy. Tommy didn't give a damn about Angela. If you pay attention. And then even from a respect level, think about this. You remember when Julio came over to Tommy's spot while he wasn't there. And then, once he found out, Julio found out Tommy wasn't there, but Holly was. He was like, I don't think Tommy would want me being here while you're gone. I mean, while he's gone. And then, Holly was still inviting him over. He just had some water or whatever. We don't know exactly what happened, but either way, Tommy ended up getting mad and attacking him later, right? And then Ghost broke it up and told him, look, I don't need you, attacking our right hand man over some bitch. And Tommy got mad at Ghost and was like, call Holly a bitch. Go again. Go ahead. You remember how mad he was. And Ghost changed his wording after that. Right? And since then, he never called Holly a bitch again. But Tommy didn't have that same respect for Ghost. This nigga religiously called Angela a bitch and shit all in his face. Didn't care. And he didn't care enough to not want to touch Angela the same way Ghost wouldn't touch Teresi, he wouldn't touch Lakeisha, and he wouldn't touch Holly. Although all three of them was bad for him. But he cared enough, like he told him at the end of season 6, episode 10. He said he just wanted them out of your life to protect you. That was his only mission. Which is the truth. He could have, in order to protect his own ass, he could have just took them out. But he didn't do that. Now, did Ghost have selfish moves? Sure. But I mean, shoot, you can argue Tommy did too. So if you ask me, I think Ghost was the overall better friend. Ghost blessed everybody after his death. Well, everybody except Tasha. She ain't get shit. We gonna get to that. I'm gonna have to say Ghost, but it's definitely extra close. Yeah, I think it's kind of close for sure. Ghost and Tommy were like brothers since childhood, and Ghost having a deep understanding of their bond. Raquel meeting Ghost for the first time. I don't like that little nigga. Kanan, you need to watch him. Kanan, you need to mind your. I can see that. It was cool. Okay, y'all speaking among each other. Now, Tommy the better friend in all aspects. Tommy even spent more time with Ghost's family than he did. Did he? No, he didn't spend more time than he did. That ain't true. But as far as being a good uncle, you got me. He absolutely was that. But we can't say, but that's kind of a little unfair to Ghost because Tommy didn't have any children. You don't know how Ghost would have been towards Tommy's kids if he had any. Ghost frequented manipulation and deceived Tommy for his own gain, including getting him arrested and sending him away with cash. What? No, he didn't. That situation was how it always is. He knew good damn well if he would have told Tommy, look, Angela is about to come and raid the hotel, but she's going to end up getting Lobos. We can use this as a way to get out. And then if you need to, find another connect because they already on our ass. We need them off us. How you think Tommy would have received that? Tommy wouldn't have listened, bro. Tommy would have told Lobos and then effed up the whole plan. That's what he would have done. So he had to let it go that way and then make sure he did what he had to do to make sure Tommy didn't go down. Was it risky? Absolutely. Ghost's only issue was that he didn't communicate his plans with people. He moved like a snake, but he always looked out for his people. Even after his death, he gave Tommy a new car despite the beef. Okay, so the first part you said, right? Can you blame him for not telling them his plan? Let's pay attention to what was going on. When he first told Tasha he wanted to get out of the game and go legit, what did she do? Not listen. When he told Tasha he had a plan to get them away from under Milan, what did she do? Went back behind his back and told Tommy. I ain't even got to talk about Tommy. You know how many times Tommy didn't listen and fucked up shit. So you really can't blame him for not including them because whenever he did, they fucked it up. Tommy Ghost is what be Tariq and Braden in 20 years. If Tariq never put Braden in check for anything, he did. And then here's another thing. Just more defense to what I was saying that Ghost was the better friend. Tommy was willing to kill Ghost over people he loved. Think about this. Ghost never got to the point that he was willing to kill Tommy over somebody else. Even Angela. Because think about it. After he shot Angela, what did Ghost do? He didn't go there to kill him. He just went there to try to whoop his ass a little bit, but he didn't try to kill him. This nigga Tommy was willing to kill Ghost because of he made him, he kind of manipulated him to taking out his dad, sure. But his dad was a snitch. That's the rules to the streets. Ghost has been your brother for practically your entire life. And then this nigga Teresi come around for a year. You find out, you get concrete proof that he is a rat. So the only reason why Ghost ended up spraying up his car is because he asked Tasha to help. That's another thing how you know that he's a good friend. He asked Tasha, who he also wasn't on good terms with, can you please help, get this situation under control between me and Tommy? Because he knew Tommy wasn't going to listen to him. So he tried to go to his wife, Tasha, to help fix it, but Tasha refused to fix it. She was telling him, you need to fix it. So after that, that's when he came up with the conclusion, you know what? It's either me or him. I got to take him out. And that's what he told Tariq the next episode. The reason why he did it is because Tommy was trying to kill him. He was like, hey, if it's going to come down to that, I choose me. And the same car he gave Tommy saved his life in book 4 when someone tried to kill him, but killed the little girl instead. Angela deserved anything Tommy gave her. How you gonna say that? Angela was actually holding them down. See, that's another thing. I gotta say this. I think folks be real hard on Angela, bro, but the truth is, Angela held them down. Y'all gotta give her a little bit of props. If it wasn't for Angela, all of them would have went down a long time ago. So I don't think she deserved that. But she didn't have to risk her job and her life to protect them. She chose to do that. Tommy was often willing to go great lengths to protect Ghost and his family, even when Ghost was not present or fully aware of the danger. And Ghost did the exact same thing for him. When them Koreans was about to tear his ass up, what did he do? Left work, came and served them, and went back to work. That's what he did. And then think about this. Lobos wanted Ghost dead, and Tommy was contemplating on actually doing it. The moment Lobos wanted Ghost to take out Tommy, what did he do? He didn't even get close to it. He didn't think twice. He could have easily, because let's be real. Like Lobo said, to a degree, he was dead weight to a degree, because he was messing stuff up all the time. But Ghost chose Tommy first and didn't do that. When Tommy got the opportunity to take out Ghost so that he can be the head, Tommy thought about it. Think about that. He didn't go through with it, sure, but he did think about it. Ghost didn't even hesitate. He was like, well, the answer to that is no. Easily. Yeah, I think he got the original car fixed too. That's what I think it was. Because if you can remember, Ghost actually had the car towed. Remember on in episode 6 of the last season when he had Graham's car, Ghost asked him where did you cop the whip at, and he said it's Graham's. And he was like, some asshole told of mine. He was talking about Ghost. I believe selfishness was more so because he figured Tommy would never agree to the plan to leave the life. He probably figured Tasha would always agree with him, and hopefully Tommy opened his eyes. That's what it was. I agree with you. He thought he was thinking like, Tasha, my wife and stuff like that. She's a little bit more reasonable. I might can actually succeed at convincing her, but Tommy's too damn far. He's too into the streets. Like Angela said, he was too much in the streets for him to listen. So he knew he wouldn't be able to accomplish that with Tommy, even though he still tried later on. Tommy connection to criminal figures like Lobos and his subsequent manipulative played a role in the breakdown of the friendship. Ghost also bought Tommy a new Mustang and made sure Kate was good. Yep, he took care of his mama too. Why I gotta be manipulating shit, DeMarcus? That's crazy, man. I'm out here spitting facts. Because Ghost probably said it was long, said it so long she didn't believe it. What are you referring to? You miss BMF. Nigga, get the hell out of here. DeMarcus, he's back making excuses about Tommy. No, I'm not. I ain't even say nothing about it. I knew it was gonna be these two niggas up in here doing that too. I ain't saying nothing about that though. I just said I already knew y'all were gonna say something about it. I'm Tariq, I'm not a little kid. Go, yes, the F you are. I'm the biggest dealer in New York. Goes, nigga, hold by Rolex. I feel Ghost had Tasha mind blown that he would be the biggest in New York City to begin with, and we will probably see that in Origins. Mm. He definitely did try to kill Tommy. Remember, he thought Tommy was dead for a whole episode after he shot up the mess. No, see, you're talking about after he already did it. I'm talking about before it got to that. You can remember, before it got to that, Ghost asked Tasha to help him, settle that situation before it got too far. He said, "Come on, Tasha, this Tommy, this me and Tommy thing ain't going nowhere." But Tasha didn't help him, so that's when he went ahead and went through it with trying to kill him. What I'm saying is, he was trying to not go that far with doing it with Tommy. Tommy didn't give a damn when it came to him. He shot at that nigga. Ghost stayed with Tommy in the streets, helped after his time to prison, and even consoled him after Holly's death. Yeah, but he wasn't trying to kill him, bro. If he was trying to kill him, he would have just brought a gun. He didn't have a gun. Tommy had a gun. A lot of people hate Angela because they arrested Ghost in season 3. I mean, you kind of can't blame her a little bit. If Angela ever entered the game, nobody in book 2 would have lived past season 2 of Ghost. What do you mean? If Angela ever got into the game with Ghost, nobody in book 2 besides Tariq would have made it past season 2. BMF equals B making fucked up. I dislike Angela because she helped Tasha get rid of Kanan. That makes sense coming from you. Imagine if Pink Sneakers would have taken out Angela in Miami. Nigga, Ghost would have did her some way bad. Dre wouldn't have got to her first if she would have did that. We know the Shy coming back before season 7 aired because stars to lose money. BMF calls stars to lose money. That's the truth. We never saw the Hugo character in Raising Kanan, who ran a club and could be Curtis St. Patrick. Yeah, they didn't say him, but I doubt it. Tommy was a snitch, dry snitch. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Ghost almost aired Tommy the F out when he thought he killed Angela. What are y'all talking about? Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Like seriously. Blame 50 for the ratings because he did a lot to sabotage the show. This season was actually good. To a degree, I can agree with you on that, but it still was. I'll give it. It was good. It wasn't great. Tasha should have let Ghost give Tariq some BTA. Yeah, he definitely should let him whoop his ass. Ghost didn't mourn Angela Long at all. Hey, oh, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull up that scene for y'all, cause y'all talking crazy like y'all don't remember what the hell I'm talking. This nigga was never going to take out Tommy until he found out that Tasha wasn't going to help him out. So he said, you know what? I got to go ahead and get that nigga. There you go. There he go. He was effing his ass up. Well, it wasn't Tommy, but he was fucking somebody up. See, that's after that. Hold on. Let me show this too. Let me share my screen real quick. Y'all niggas tripping.
Yo, what's going on? Why aren't you in fucking school?
Tariq, what are you doing here?
Why are you guys fighting? I'll explain to you after you explain to me why the fuck you're not in school.
So you see, this is when they got to fighting. That's shortly after Ghost found out that Angela passed away. Right? So after that, because like I said, Ghost just showed up to fight him. He didn't have a gun or nothing. He just wanted to whoop his ass for doing that. And more so with the fact that he was aiming at him, not at Angela. So that's what he was mad about. Now here's the next scene. This is also the same scene that a lot of fools thought he said, uh, Tasha had some sympathy. I just lost some love in my life, even though he never said that shit. You know how YouTube is. They be hating on me. I gotta, That's what he said, not the bullshit that y'all thought he said. Folks really made up a whole story, bro. That's what I'm talking about. He went to Tasha to try to straighten the thing out. Tasha refused to help him. So then he decided, okay, I gotta go ahead and make that move. He never wanted to take Tommy out. That's what I was just saying. All right, hold on real quick. Appreciate the super chat, Demarcus. Who was the best strategical snitch? Coach Tommy or Tariq? Well, Tommy wasn't a strategical snitch at all, so he's eliminated. The competition would be between Ghost and Tariq. Uh, I think it definitely. I think honestly, I don't even think that's close. I think that's Ghost easily. Ghost was a rat ass nigga, and he was smart as hell with it. So yeah, Tommy is also a great friend to have, but Ghost is the better one because he will try to help you elevate. It's That's another thing. See, if here's another thing, and I guess these will be my closing arguments. Think about this, people. If Tommy was such a great friend, he would have understood. Ghost has a whole family. He has his wife. He has three kids. Plus, he's taking care of Tasha's mother. So he got a whole family he got to, support and protect and consider. That lifestyle that you're in is very dangerous. Tommy wanted him to stay in so much. He didn't give a damn about that. He didn't even think about that. Tommy is by himself, so it's different. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to worry about nobody but himself. He don't have a family. Mm. So that's just another reason. So I think I pretty much rest my case on what I was telling y'all. Because Ghost was never had any intentions of taking out Tommy until he thought that was the only option. Who would win a fight between Ghost or Tommy? Well, they just had a fight. And to keep it 100, it's kind of crazy to me. Loke, I don't know, bro. Because like Tommy was getting in more hits and shit. But it looks like Ghost had way more powerful hits. If you pay attention, after the fight, Ghost's face wasn't on swole at all, nor did he, was he acting like, he was actually hurt after the fight. Like Tommy was actually, you know, um, crunching down and, holding his stomach and shit like that after that. Plus he had a black eye. So I don't know. I guess you can say it was a draw. In the Power Universe, Ghost, Tariq, and Kane until Noma never got rid of no woman at all. I respect that about them. Tommy and Kanan didn't care. That's what they show. Well, we ain't talking about who more ruthless. We know the answer to that. That fight scene was funny as hell. Tommy knew he wasn't safe in his own house. And Ghost came in super low key and had that nigga spider sense working overtime. They was funny too. Nigga Tommy was in that creeping because he was like, bro, I know that nigga glad nigga probably up in there. And then he came out of nowhere with a damn 2x4 and tried to hit his ass with this shit. Ghost is fueled by rage and seeks revenge against Tommy for his actions. Okay, this nigga. Same difference. You really said that to your wife. Well, yeah, he did. But he didn't say what y'all said he said. That's all I'm saying. Ghost is savage to say all that in front of his wife. Remember, he told Angela he loved her in front of Tasha. Okay, just a little bit to Ghost's defense. He only said that in front of her because he kind of had to. It was all like he told Tasha. It's all part of the plan. Tariq was the best strategical snitch. How so, D? Tommy sure was playing stepdaddy to Cash. Yeah, but that's not the same. I mean, yeah, he did have that. But see, y'all talking about you're talking about in season 6. He didn't have that to season 6. What I was talking about was in season 1. Think about this. Season 1, Tommy didn't have anyone. And when Ghost was first, letting him know that he wanted to get out of the game and letting Tasha know, because he don't know any old wrinkled drug dealers, they're just dead or inside. Like I said, Tommy never considered, damn, the nigga do got kids and he got a wife plus his mother-in-law to protect. Maybe this is the best, idea. Tommy didn't consider that at all. He just wanted that nigga to stay in the game with him. Tommy didn't have nobody. So if see, this is the thing. Tommy dies, of course, Ghost, Tasha, and the kids would mourn him, but it was nobody that was directly dependent on him. Like if Tommy was to pass away, nobody would it wouldn't be financially devastating to anyone. Like if Ghost got taken out, that would hurt the hell out of, Tasha, Tariq, Yas, and Raina. DeMarcus Vaughn, Ghost beating Tommy ass. Even Kate knows that. He had to beat up his bullies. Yeah, but what I was thinking is, that was when they was younger. Tommy don't probably improve some since then. Every time Tommy wanted a family, it seemed to him Ghost didn't want him to, and that's the resentment felt by Tommy. Man, Ghost didn't want that nigga to have a family because every time this nigga got a family, he started acting stupid. He can't see Tommy is the type that he can't do both. He can't be in the game and have a family because he's gonna make messed up, fucked up moves based on, based on how emotional he's feeling towards whoever it is that he's attached to. See, Ghost actually had the ability to adapt to both. But let's be real. Look at what he was doing with Holly. Holly could have effed him over plenty of times. And then you can say the same with Lakeisha. Lakeisha was getting in his ear, telling him stuff. Now maybe the Tommy and Forrest is a little different, but why Ghost is around, that nigga was mad. And then same thing with Teresi, even though Teresi is, just a Teresi is a was his father, not a love interest, but still. Who was better villain, Lamar or Mecca? Nigga, Lamar. I gotta go with Lamar because Lamar was everywhere. Like Mecca, once Mecca got shot, he was down. He was down for the count. This nigga Lamar, you can shoot him in the head, and folks was still questioning. I don't know, man. Is he dead? And that glad nigga was coming for them folks. So I don't know. I think Lamar's the better, and he's the more intriguing character. At least in seasons 1 and 2, he was. Every time Tommy wanted to family, he's saying, okay, I just read that. Goes experience with Tommy for the shooting, but also feels guilty realizing Angela was shot in a crossfire, not meant for her. Oh, he hit him hit him in the balls, whatever. It don't matter. I thought he hit him like in his rear. Was it in his balls? Imagine if Ghost beat Tariq ass like that, not James. James Ghost. Ghost. So you want to sell drugs, little nigga? Well, you need hands for that. Man, Braden didn't either. Oh, in season one, I never mind. And not Tariq, possibly Tommy, but more dry snitching to Holly. I almost had his first woman killed in season four. He was about to stab the cop wife. Oh, who are you talking about? Oh, okay, I got what you're saying now. Tariq was the best strategical snitch. So give me an example of what Tariq did. Like who did he snitch on? How that made him so strategical? Because I don't know about that. Tommy wanted what Ghost and Tasha had, not knowing they were not that good either. Well, I think they were actually pretty damn good together. Just when it was time to get out, Tasha didn't want to get out. Mecca would have murked the shit out of Meech and hey, I'm not saying he wouldn't have, but what I'm saying is he was the better. I just think he was a better, tougher villain. Like, according to the show. Like Lamar was terrorizing him, and that might did some really lad shit too. Like Lamar wasn't playing. You can say what cheat codes or whatever you want to say. That nigga had it. Anyways, though, we're gonna go ahead and go to the next topic, and that is DeMarcus. I don't know. I know you watch it, and you probably is aware. Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black released a trailer this well earlier today. And I must say that shit actually looked pretty goddamn good. So for the people that do watch it, I'm curious to ask you. I probably won't stay on this topic that long because I know a lot of y'all probably is unaware of it. But I am here to tell y'all it is worth watching. For those of y'all that don't like the escrow activities such as you might have to do some fast forwarding and shit. But the show overall, the writing of it is good, and the actors are actually solid in this one too. Like this is probably one of, if not the best Tyler Perry series he's ever put out. You said it's Tubi shit. Nah, I thought it was actually pretty damn good. I must say, and trust me, I'm quick to ban something when it's trash. But I thought it was actually pretty good. Tariq snitched to police about Kanan's kidnapping them, which ultimately got him killed. But that wasn't really Tariq's plan though. That was Tasha. So I can't even give him credit for that because that was more so Tasha. Tariq did a great job setting Kanan up, unfortunately. Well, he didn't do a good job. Tasha did. Not gonna lie, I'm unfamiliar with Beauty and Black. I figured majority of y'all would be. That's why I just put it as a second segment, and I wasn't planning on going too long with it because I was like, most of the people are probably going to be unfamiliar with some of the stuff I'm talking about. I'll take your word for it. You should check out The Wire. I promise you, it rivals OG Power. I believe you. Trust me. I believe you 100%. I just wish it was still airing. It would be better for me if it was. It's just funny that Tasha didn't support her husband leaving the game, but slept with dudes that's not in the game. Facts. And then had the nerve to come to him with when she was with Scoop Ball Head Terrence Silver, talking about some I'm going legit. I'm trying to go legit. Telling Keisha she going legit and shit. But this nigga been trying to get you to go legit from the beginning. Yeah, Demarcus. Yeah, Beauty and Black is. I'm not watching anything with Tyler Perry. Will not support the story band that's out there sexually assaulting male actors. Damn, Takara, you kind of hit me with that because I agree with you, bro. I do stick agree with you on it. Now, are we 100% sure he did it? No. But if I had to bet on it, he did. It's time for Mallory to catch a body. Yeah. That's why Tasha mom wasn't on the last episodes of Ghost Power. She was Beauty and Black cussing and being a cougar. Hey, no, she looked way older on there than she did the last time she was on Power. I was like, damn, hold on. Grandma been aging a little bit on me. But nah, that nigga Richard Lawson is funny as hell on there, bro. That nigga is funny on that. Beauty and Black was good, but Tyler Perry goes OD with some of the. Yeah, exactly. That's my only issue with it too, bro. I really wish that nigga would stop doing that shit, bro. Like we don't want to see that. The only one I want to see that is a very small demographic of people. Very small. Nobody wants to see that shit. The voice in Black was so good, it was funny. Was so bad, it was funny. Sorry, my bad. Oh shoot. I'll deal with that later. Tariq set up the Russians when Tariq told Tate about the Russians. It was pretty good. Give him some props on that. I never watched The Voice in Black though, D. So I don't know. Like I gotta definitely keep limitations to Tyler Perry material. Only reason why I watched Beauty in Black is because my girl was watching the shit. She was getting me to watch it, and I just watched it with her. Tariq set up the Russians when Tariq told Tate about the Russians. Okay, yeah, I just read it. Tyler Perry swear he the baddest, the baddest bitch when he dressed up as a Medea. I don't think I've seen The Voice in Black. So Talia, you seen Beauty in Black though? They drugged the uncle wife dying too long. Bel Air is solid too. I know they wrapped. I think they wrapped not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. So they new season, which is the last season, should be coming soon. But anyways, though, just to touch a little bit on the Beauty and Black show, basically, it's it's a nigga that's in there that's big pimping, got these hoes, male and female, working for him. Then like it's this family that owns a company called Beauty and Black, and the older guy, it's like the family hates each other. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to describe it without, to be honest, because I only had one watch on it, but I do remember that it was pretty damn good. I was hoping enough people watched here that we can have a conversation on it, but if not, we're gonna keep that shit pushing. Norman was hilarious and gangster in the bit. Yeah, bro, that's what I said. Richard Lawson was funny as hell up in there. Yes, I like Beauty and Black. I don't know about it being the best Tyler Perry show. Well, the only show that I think could rival it, that as far as being better, and I'm talking about his dramas, not necessarily the sitcoms, is the Half and Half Nots. But the Half and Half Nots ended really, really shitty. Like the beginning was pretty damn good. Then it fell off. But what show could you think could possibly be better than it? The series highlights the stark contrast between Kimmy, who is trying to escape a life of hardship after being kidnapped by her mother, and Mallory, who is at the helm of a thriving hair care. Nigga, did you take that shit straight out of Google? This nigga right here. But hey, that's the best way to describe it though. He right. Tariq has been called a little nigga over 100 times throughout the Power series. I've been counting. I knew you would be in here, little nigga. Right where you belong. Beauty and Black is good. I was surprised. Yeah, that exactly, D. I was surprised. That's what I said. I was hella surprised. 'Cause to be honest with you, when she first was trying to get me to watch the bullshit, I was like, all right, bro, I'll give it a look. But I looked at a little bit of it, like, okay, this shit ain't too bad. Then all of a sudden you see some bullshit, like, bro, we're gonna fast forward that shit. Hopefully we get more Calvin in this season of Beauty and the Black Smash and Molly. Exactly. See, the shit that we want to see, they ain't giving it. Yeah, that nigga Jules. Jules was tough as hell until he wouldn't. I was going to the have and the have nots, but you're right about the ending. I fuck with the over too. So I watched the over as well, but I would say Beauty and Black and the have and have nots is better than the over. Horace and Norman brothers. Yeah. The nigga Horace. The coldest line, I'm gonna say this. The coldest line from Beauty and Black for me was when Horace was talking with Kimmy. And he was like, I can't remember what he was saying to her, but Kimmy basically was afraid of Jules, right? And she was like, Jules will do this. He's a demon. And then this nigga Horace told him, you worried about you worried about a demon and you sitting with the devil. Nah, he said you sitting with the devil, but you worried about a demon. I was like, bro, well, that shit was when I tell you when that nigga said that, that shit was so cold, right? They said Jules' name 1,000 times over. Oh God, they was acting like that nigga was the toughest nigga. That nigga was tougher than Stone Cold on WWF. Imagine if Force ends with Tommy being locked up and one of the feds involved is Ghost. Hence how they would know how to catch him. I could see Ghost offering Tommy an exit out of the game. That'd be wild. That like seriously, dude, that would be absolute wild. Richard Lawson role played no Norman, Valerie, a key figure in the wealthy Valerie family who consumed by the need to uncover the truth behind his wife murder. He a complex character, but hated, bot had hated and loved by. Nigga, why do you stay not finishing your sentence? Like, what the hell be going on? The thing that gets me about the shows is their reminiscent of each other. Sometimes it just feels like the same characters with different facts. This is 100. That's the thing that kills me about Tyler Perry. I thought it was just me that noticed shit like that. I was like, bro, every Tyler Perry show, basically it be the same characters. Like, I'm gonna use the have and have nots as an example, right? And it's crazy because you said you watched the Oval as well, so you know all three shows that I'm gonna reference. In the Oval, what's her name? Victoria is nothing but Veronica. They're the same people. It's like he wrote the same character, except one of them is in the White House, the other one is just an attorney that was married to a judge. Um, Jim from Half and Half Not is the same as Hunter. They're basically the same people. Like, and then let's see who else. The character of Candace, she's basically the same as what's the dark skinned pretty girl name? I forgot. But yeah, they basically the same people. Like he basically be writing the same characters. Like they be having the same character descriptions basically and development with a different, storyline. You want Jules' wife to find out what he been doing? That's probably gonna happen this season too. What you mean reading these fun facts? What you mean by that? Yeah, that little hoe was crazy. Had her brothers come out and make that nigga sit there while she fucked his car up. I don't know though. I may would have had to go ahead and sprang on one of her brothers. She wasn't finna do that shit to my car like that. Half the shows on all the networks are the same. The club scenes behind me remind me of P Valley. Well, P Valley isn't Tyler Perry's though, but I get you. It is. And then also, what's the name of that other show? All the Queens Man. Pretty much the same shit. Jules is a pimp in charge of Kimmy and her friends' careers. Yeah, we know. I stopped watching The Oval after the first season. It was trash. Well, I didn't think it was trash. I thought it was solid, and then it got better. But like I said, it was one of my friends' debut roles, so that's another thing that attracted me to it. The guy that played what's his name on there? Barry. His real name is Vaughn. So yeah, we were friends in LA and stuff like that. We used to do content together. Pulled from Tyler Perry off one of the skits he was doing from this little series. And then the other one that I know is Walter, the one that plays Sam on the show. So I keep watching it just to check the folks out. Too Big saying Tariq again in force. Remember me, little nigga? Jadar meeting Tariq. Who the fuck is this little nigga? Hey, I can definitely see him saying that about it. Diamond meeting Tariq. This little nigga's your nephew too? Hey, if they actually say all this shit that you saying, bro, I'm gonna trip out when we do the next live. I told you Steve A be copying other people. Are you talking about Joey Badass baby mama from the church show? Kingdom sometimes. Something she's just like Candace. Uh I forgot who is Joey Badass's baby mama. Hmm. Tyler Perry hates dark skinned black men by always making them into the villains, but make the light skinned men the heroes. Hey, I touched on that in the morning show today. Yeah, you 100% right. 100% right. That shit really bothers me. It's always the same stereotypical bullshit. Dark skinned man is always the same shit. The light skinned man is always the hero. The woman is always some kind of mistress or some hoe. And there's always going to be some kind of sanctified, church going woman that's going to be going through the stuff. It's always the same shit, to be honest with you. He just finds a way to intrigue people with a slightly different storyline, but for the most part, it's the same premises. He always has women being treated bad and begging men for attention / sex too. Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's always somebody a mistress or some shit because of whatever circumstances they in. Mallory probably found out that who is Gillian? I forgot who's Gillian. Gullion or I forgot what that is. And Cammy smashed Rory. Meets baby mama on BMF. Shit, I forgot who the fuck his baby mama is. You know BMF trash. Roy and Horace scene was very intense together. She was in Empire. I can't believe I can't remember her name. I never watched Empire. Had too much of that bullshit in there for me. Hey, my girl be saying the same thing. She said Tyler Perry definitely got a type. She be saying that because she like he always get the same type of looking dudes. I hate Tyler Perry for making dark skinned niggas villains in every film. That little girl was the only one when two dark skinned guys niggas was ops. Well, no, that's not the only one. I gotta be honest. He also did it in the counselor of the what's the name of it? Uh Temptations. That one. It was two dark skinned men on there too. It was Lance Gross and Robbie Jones. Both of them dark skinned. But the point is, why can't the dark skinned man? Well, it was a good dark skinned man though. So hey, he actually got a happy ending at the end. But that's very rare with this nigga. Vanessa is the mother of Unique Child. It's by Christina Pitts. Hold on. So are you talking about Vanessa? Hold on. Who is Soraya? I'm tripping, dog. Y'all saying shit. Who the hell is that? I found Twisted Metal on Peacock more interesting than BML. Sorry, Meech. Kingdom Business is Tyler Perry's church show. And Soraya plays a character that is basically Candace. Gotcha. I never watched that shit. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. But anyways, um, any last remarks and stuff like that? I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, you said that's his, but see, yeah, that still doesn't. I seen her before, cause I seen videos of them together, but I really can't remember exactly what she looks like. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move to this next one. So the next one, did Tasha deserve any money after the ghost was allegedly killed? When the last episode, once they went and they basically discovered that in Ghost will all of his assets went to only Tariq and Yaz, Tommy's mom, Paz, Tommy. I got a little something, I guess, and Grandma still got her rent paid for a year. I think he just did that shit to be petty too. That's really fucking funny. But anyways, and then of course he left Tasha with not a damn thing. Was Ghost wrong or was he right? It might say $1. Yeah. Yes, Tasha did. Right or wrong, yes, she still had their kids. That's why Tariq had to step up for them. Tasha deserves money. Ghost would have told her to go work the block that she wants a street nigga so bad. She figured he figured she would probably blow the money. Hell no, she tried to set him up and run out with his money that he earned. I don't think he was wrong or right. I think he was just being petty. So, um, this is the crazy thing because for the ones that made the comments that said he didn't deserve it because I mean she didn't deserve it because she was trying to set him up or whatever. You have to consider this. How would he know that that was her plan? Because keep in mind, he updated it kind of quick because he gave Paz some money and shit like that. And of course, he gave Tommy that car. So this is my thing. Either that's proof that Ghost is still alive, or he just did that shit beforehand. But when do y'all think he actually took her out? After Sean? After Terry Silver? Oh, wait. It's crazy you actually asking the question that I'm basically asking. Because, like, when was he? But I would say it had to be after Terry Silver because he added Paz to it, remember? And of course, I'm pretty sure he had to have had added Paz to it after the death of Angela. Unless, he did it right after the first incident and she just never knew that he updated it. Tasha deserves some money helping him get to where he is. Gave him 3 kids, but gave the side chick's sister money. Ghost was cold. Irony is that even Estelle Green had more respect by Ghost than Tasha. That's a fact, though. Low key, because she was the one steady trying to save Tasha. Be like, look, you need to be trying to work it out with that man, because these other ugly ass niggas that you messing with ain't gonna cut it. That's the best you gonna get. Because you gotta think about this, girl. If it wasn't for him, you'll still be the half smart chicken head in the hood. What if she told his her ass that shit? That'd have been funny as hell. After Terry Silver, I really just want to say he did it. After episode 608. Yes, Tasha deserved money when James St. Patrick died. Okay, so we finally got a dude that's saying, yes, she did deserve something. You think it was after Angela, okay? Gold's the type of nigga to update his will every week. He probably is, bro. Hold up. What Tariq say? All right, let me take a little percentage off with the month. That little motherfucker got me fucked up, nigga. I'm gonna get your ass a little bit of your share. She had her chance when Ghost tried to offer her a legitimate way out. Man, all that's true. Right, every week would be funny as hell. Tasha was crucial in cleaning Ghost's drug money and managing their finances, enabling him to pursue his ambition of becoming a legitimate businessman. All facts. Is that when he saw them in the garage? 608. Let's see. What episode was that? Actually, no. 608. Terry Silver was long gone. Terry Silver died in the finale of season 5. Remember? Because Angela was asking him what happened to Terry Silver while they were right before Tommy shot her. And basically Ghost was like, he didn't touch him or something like that. But of course he was lying. Then they showed us, the viewers, the flashback scene of him breaking his neck. He wouldn't have been with her if she was a true chicken head. He just had to go in on it. I'm gonna say this. I don't think he actually said that to her. Because remember, I don't know if all in, you kind of new to my channel, but I made a video like a while back, basically saying that all the episodes from 11 to 15 aren't accurate. Like some of the events were true, but some of it was exaggerated. And in this particular case, episode 15, which was told by Tasha, I believe she probably just exaggerated with him saying all that. But anyways, let's keep going. Ghost did what a lot of these athletes do. Leave a loyal black girl for a non-black girl when they reach a certain status. Oh, come on, D. You can't pull that now. No, that ain't what happened in this situation. If you want to say athletes did that, maybe. Even though that's not really true, because most men in general don't leave their relationships. But I can rock with you a tad bit with that. But that's not what happened between them. Angela wasn't just a random hoochie that he met. Like, that was his childhood sweetheart that he met a long time ago. Like, she could have been a black girl. I believe he would have did the same thing. Yeah, I'm not watching that Magic City, but shit. He probably changed his will after he saw Terry Silver clapping her in the parking lot. That's probably when it happened. So what happened in 609 that makes you think it was then? I guess she's talking about whoever said 609. Hezzy, right? After Tariq came and gave him his key card to the penthouse. So why would he change it after that then? Do y'all think we will see Frankie in Power Legacy? Frankie. You talking about the first U.S. attorney in season 1? And Ghost had those stipulations in the will for Tariq because he knew it wouldn't be fulfilled, and left nothing for the baby girl either. Just selfish. Hold on, that's not true. He did leave something for Yaz. And I believe he did think Tariq was more than capable of fulfilling that, which I believe he was too. He just didn't do it because his ass was, I think the miscalculation was Tasha ended up getting arrested. So he spent, so much energy and time into trying to, make sure she's good that he ended up fumbling his money. But nah, that's absolutely not true. When him and Reek had that argument and he recalled himself, which Ghost still believed that Tasha was manipulating him and wanted to make sure he got through college without Tasha's influence. Okay, I can see that. Terry became romantically involved with Tasha. He provided her with advice and support, helping her deal with her. Okay, this nigga. Tasha would have definitely let David smash. Oh yeah, David McLean would have definitely hit. I wish he would have seen Ghost and Davis together. Both are smooth, sweet, calculated, and funny as well. Do y'all remember James St. Patrick smashed Linda? Yes, sir. I remember it. What money for Yaz? Look at them wigs in the apartment they live in. Well, you got to remember, Yaz is a child. She can't just take money out of her trust like that. She can't get it until she's of age. And if you can remember, in book 2 Ghosts, they were saying that Grandma Estelle was taking money out of her trust to drink. Remember that? So she absolutely has a trust. You hate on LeBron James a lot, but he set a pretty good example with his Nah, I don't be hating on that nigga. I be spitting the facts on that nigga in his family life. Some of your favorite basketball players probably got 4 to 5 baby mamas. Well, that's not true because um, for one thing, I always commend LeBron when it comes to his family stuff outside of basketball. You never hear me criticizing him outside of basketball. I criticize him on the court. But my favorite basketball player is Steph Curry, and he has the same thing. So, in fact, he never had a child out of wedlock. LeBron did. Ghost saw Terry as a snitch and a threat to his family, not to mention a rival for Tasha affection. Ghost sent Yasmin a letter and that said, "Your mama and brother ain't she." Didn't KD just tell Ant Man that he had? Yeah, well, he did say that shit to him. And I'm not a fan of Ant Man, so you can't say favorite bad player for me with that. I think Ant Man a tad bit overrated. Remember, Ghost had a note for ready for Tariq that said, "I knew you'll end up here, little nigga." That's why it seemed like he thought Tariq would fail. I think that nigga's alive when he wrote that letter. That's what I think. Who's Death was worse crew? Or I think you're talking about that's the Cedric the Entertainer's character. But anyways, let me go ahead and give my answer to it because I didn't give my answer. In my opinion, I think Ghost should have left her something. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. Pretty much similar to some of the reasons that the ladies gave. At the end of the day, she still gave you 3 kids. She helped you build a lot of that empire. You like love her or hate her. The truth is, she absolutely helped you build some of that empire. So she deserves something for that. And then to me, the biggest, the icing on the cake is when he got arrested. Tasha fought hard to make sure he got out. She held him down, even though he was cheating on her with another woman. So simply off that, I think she did deserve something. He had to leave her a whole lot. He should have gave her something. Nah, Ghost just knew that life ends up 2 ways, dead or in jail. Right. And I think he kind of knew he probably was actually considering, you know what I'm saying, that this is my son, even though it might be Kanan's son. Anyways, or even if it was Kanan's son, that that gangster is like Kanan said, he got a gangster born in him. So he knew that it was a possibility that he might still stay in that life. And if he stay in that life, it's a high possibility he could go to jail because he don't have anybody there guiding him, making sure he's doing it right. I agree that she had his kids, helped build his empire, and consistently held him down. She deserved at least $1 million. But seeing her smash Terry Silver and knowing she took Sean made him reconsider. That is true though, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty foul on Tasha here. Like, bro, you went and smashed the lawyer and you smashed who is damn near his nephew, bro. Like, damn, Tasha. I actually thought that Jane St. Patrick would smash Olivia, the reporter, because she was flirting with Jane St. Patrick while interviewing Dre. She was. Yep. Let me go ahead. Hold up. Why would you always hold on? Why you always type his whole name? You know who you talking about. Just say James. Go is petty as fuck when he gets on his bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually I'm gonna actually throw a wild card out there. What if he changed the will after he got shot? Hear me out. He knew Tasha would take the fall for Tariq. Hmm. He is a person that could have calculated that. Motherfucker called it that shit. When Tasha helped him and Tommy take out Lobos, that alone earned her some money. Yep, that's true too. Cause what she did was very dangerous. Just saying. She could have told him that's your business. You need to deal with it. But she held him down. With Tasha taking the fall, he figured the whole family would get investigated and the kids wouldn't get anything. Hmm. Well, he did say something to her, that same day about basically she needs to, stop selling drugs. And he was like, your druggy daycare that get exposed. And he probably was thinking, if I go down, they're gonna start looking into everything, and then possibly, we could lose everything if he left it in her hands. Possibly, he could have maybe considered that. The writers built up the Coop character just like they did Benny. Now Benny was much worse. Benny was much worse because Coop he was only in the episode. He was only in one episode, so you can't really say they built him up like that. And then um, Benny was there for quite a while, and he was like a head of a mob, bro. And this nigga slaughtered out like that, right? Yeah, I believe that nigga's still alive too. Of course, like all of that shit, you know, basically proves it. But anyways, time to go ahead and we can resort to the final segment, which is what y'all niggas was doing, swearing up and down. I'm making excuses for this man. Ain't nobody making excuses for this man. Will Tommy rat at the end of season 3 of Force? Now, if Tariq does come down with him, let's just say Tariq does come down, right? All right, Talia. Catch you catch you later. Have a good night. Tommy go by the G code. Live by it, die by it. So you don't think Tommy is a snitch all in? I laughed out loud when he said stop selling drugs. That shit was funny. You remember Tasha face after that shit? She was like, I know this nigga didn't just tell me to stop selling drugs. Hey, that shit was funny. You might be right about that, Takari. That it could be that he gonna become a father. But I think they say he did something. I gotta go back and find that post that was saying it. But I know they're saying he's gonna have a first of something that he's never done before. Maybe it's something with the child related, but I believe the writers don't consider what y'all saying was a snitch. You know what I'm saying? So they're probably looking at it as, Tommy's never snitched before, but for the first time, he might use the same tactics that Ghost, Tariq, Rock, people like that use to get over and get ahead. Hey, that shit was funny. That shit was funny though. Y'all do it. Just keep it all the way on 100. You know it ain't me that you worried about. It's you that you worried. Keep it all the way on 100 and quit selling drugs. That shit was funny there. Hey, season 6 goes with no joke, bro. I swear to God. She tried to get him back, but like she said, he always wins. But anyways, though, back to Tommy. Could y'all possibly see a scenario where Tommy back is against the wall, he's on the ropes, and he ends up having to snitch on someone or possibly something like an organization or something like that because he sees no way out. Like let's go with partially what you said, Takari, that he gets a child, which I think is a very high possibility that he will. So let's just say Maria gets pregnant, right? And he's in a predicament where he needs to make sure he gets loose. Let's say maybe the feds rope him up. And he's in a predicament that Maria is 8 months pregnant, 9 months pregnant, something like that, right? And he wants to be there for his child. And the feds makes an offer to him. Like, look, if you help us take down whoever the head of what's the head dude named Chin or something like that. What's the head dude that's the connect for Tommy and Miguel? So if they make an offer to him like something like that, like, look, if you help us, get him, you can be a free man or something like that, and then we'll let you work freely or some shit like that. And then he decides to do it to get free, and maybe that's the reason why he flees Chicago. Similar to like the same move that Lakeisha had to pull. And then him and Maria goes on the run. Tommy becomes a new Mecca. Tommy, I'm thinking about writing on Miguel. Okay, you nigga, what? I doubt she say that. Tommy ain't no snitch. He will never snitch. Okay. You might be right. He grew that beard and went crazy. Right. That nigga went playing. That nigga went playing in season 6. It took a lot of convincing and manipulation from Detective Carter, but Monet snitched too. Hold on now. Yeah, she did. That's true. She snitched on the Russians. Tommy will continue his effect to dominate the drug game in Chicago, navigating complex power struggle and expanding his empire. Here go this nigga. Tommy is a snitch. Only person I can see him snitching on is Cheat. That's who I was talking about. That's what I was thinking. If he ends up snitching, he might snitch on the Connect in order to get free. And I think the only way he might possibly do something like that is for his child. Like Monet said, Carter is a criminal. It's not snitching. Tommy is still wanted in New York, so I don't see him working with law enforcement. Well, you know how they be writing these stories. They can easily get Davis McLean to help, sponge his name and get that off him. Also, with Tasha still being alive, Tasha's there to she can verify that it wasn't Tommy. I just said that because I needed to get free, and she can end up putting it on somebody else. It's many different ways that these writers can go about with writing this. No, Tommy does not rat on someone in power. Okay, okay. So you think Tommy gonna hold it down? Okay. Tommy called the police on Vladimir crew in season 1. Tommy dry snitched in season 1 also. He did do that shit. I forgot about that, but he did do that. So let me ask y'all this, because I think I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So DeMarcus and Takari, y'all don't believe that it's not considered snitching if you're not involved in law enforcement? I mean, I can agree with y'all. It's still a form of snitching, but it's not the egregious snitching that that people will hate you the most about. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example of it. Even though this guy did end up getting unalived before this incident, but we can go to season 3 of Raising Kanan. Dean told Unique, that basically Ronnie came to him looking for product, right? Now, basically, Dean was just, talking one street nigga to the next street nigga. No law enforcement was involved. Anyway, sorry, my bad about that. But no law enforcement was involved, and of course, Ronnie still took that as disrespect and came through and got him. Should ran your mouth, nigga. But the point is, he didn't snitch to no laws or nothing like that. But he was talking, as 50 Cent said in the narration, talking about things that ain't yours to talk about, or something like that. He said. So was Dane a snitch for what he said or not? Because, like I said, they keep in mind both incidents. They didn't involve law enforcement, but well, actually, Tommy did involve law enforcement when he did that dry snitching. So yeah, you know what? Low key, y'all got a DeMarcus. I think you don't checkmate with that season 1 one, because I can't get around that because that's law enforcement. Yeah, but maybe he getting roped up and he snitched on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, he might think about what his dad told him. You're only a rat if you snitch on somebody that you should be loyal to. If you snitch on somebody that that's just for your own, your own gain, then it's just business. So y'all don't believe what Teresi said? Hey, yeah, but season 1, I think DeMarcus got us with that. That's snitching in season 1. I think Tommy would rat to set someone up he thinks deserves it. But that's pretty much the same thing to Ghost would do, right? And Rock. Tommy snitched on Ghost to Jason Mitchell. Well, that's not involving law enforcement, but okay. He definitely did let him know that Ghost was trying to kill him. If Tommy snitching, then it's the end of his character as a whole. Yeah, he probably would snitch on Miguel to get his ass out of the way to save Morel. He might. I don't know about Vic. He'll just take Vic out. Snitching is a criminal on a criminal is what makes you a snitch. But it's not just what he's saying is that at least according to Monet and them like that. Okay, that's what you're saying. You're referring to the Monet situation. I mean, yeah, it's still snitching. I agree with that. It's absolutely still snitching. You tell a nigga around the corner, hey man, he over there doing this, doing that. You know, yeah, there was a whoever went out that robbed your homeboy around the corner. That's snitching. At the end of the day, that's snitching. But at the same time, you gotta think about it. Think about it from this perspective. Your homeboy get robbed, and you know that who did it, and your homeboy looking all over, wondering, you know what I'm saying, who it was, because he don't know. And you tell him, you know that knowledge, and you just let him know, like, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was Ray ass. He did that shit. Are you still a snitch? Just saying. So it's levels to it. To me, the only one that's really frowned upon is the ones that when you snitch into the laws. That's really what it is. When you telling the police that's really when it's a major issue. He really is claimed. He actually is claimed to be deceased in New York. Remember, March said she called New York and said they didn't believe her when she said he was alive. See, I'm behind on these comments, so some of this stuff that y'all said, I don't really know what y'all replying to. If Maria gets pregnant, then it explains why the next show is called Legacy. That's the truth. Yep. It will explain it. New legacy being born. I'm telling y'all, if Tommy grows a beard, ain't nobody safe from shit, including Tommy snitching. Dean dry snitched, then you would be a rat for knowing and not saying something. No, that ain't necessarily a rat, you know. It'd be a little disloyal, perhaps. I was thinking that too, Hezekiah. So is Diana gonna get pregnant too? Because they both gotta have a legacy. Or somebody that Tariq with. The show often portrays snitching as a serious offense within the criminal underworld, and ghosts operated within the established rules, seeing it as the ultimate betrayal. Hmm. Now, Kanan, he absolutely never did anything that involved the laws. But I think judging by what y'all saying, Demarcus and Takara's definition, even Kanan snitch. I'm pretty sure I can find a scenario where he may have said some stuff to somebody. Like, if according to what y'all saying, it's a snitch. Kanan is a snitch too, because Kanan told Two Bit, you know, what Dre, some of the plans that Dre had, right? I mean, there's no question Tariq is a snitch. We know that. We ain't gotta debate that. I also wasn't feeling how Ronnie snitched to Panessa about. Yeah, that's true. I said that, bro. Like that was unnecessary and just foul. And Unique had every right to, every right to confront Ronnie and be mad about it. Cause that just goes against the bro code. You don't do shit like that. But yeah, snitch to Vanessa about Unique sleeping with Rock. How would y'all feel if your brother did that to you? Absolutely, I'd be mad as shit. No question about it. Manipulation is a way of snitching too. I don't know. You'll have to help me see that. Kanan told Tariq and Dre about what happened to Breeze. Yeah, by their definition, is snitching. Exactly, as a guy. That's what I'm saying. It gotta be, if that's the case, according to what y'all are saying, everybody in the world is a snitch. That's what I'm trying to get them to see. It don't matter how, it don't matter who it is. If you give me a way of looking into their life and all the events and stuff they did, I don't care who you think the gangster of gangster. They once upon a time in their life snitched, judging by what y'all saying. It doesn't make sense. Now, if you're including law, now I can't get around the Tommy one. I get kind of what DeMarcus was saying in season 1 when he called the police and made sure they showed up to to get that they shipment to. That's snitching. But just when you talking, like, you know what I'm saying, like saying something like setting somebody up or something like that, I guess that's kind of like more like a power move. You're not necessarily, to me, is when a snitch and a rat. It's kind of some validity to what Tony Teresi said a little bit, because he when he was saying is like you're a rat when you're snitching on somebody that you should be loyal to. Like, for instance, if it's your homeboy that always held you down your entire life, and y'all both get roped up, and the feds give you an opportunity to get off by snitching on him, and you do it, no question about it, you're a rat and you're a snitch. Like what Ghost did to Kanan, that was snitching and rat. That's what that was. No way around it. Even if he had his reasoning for doing it, you still was a rat for it. You can't be doing shit like that. Yep, everybody in power snitched before. Every last one of them, and including everybody that's alive in real life snitched before. I'm telling y'all, if Tariq take her back in Legacy and she betray him again, he better offer this. I guess you may offer this time. Mecca is the most dangerous snitch. Ronnie is the most unstable snitch. That's probably accurate. I mean, that pretty much goes one and the same, DeMarcus. The Jimenez snitched on each other. Yeah. Alicia damn sure snitched on Diego. I'm not sure if Diego snitched on her. Yeah. Lorenzo definitely snitched on somebody. I don't know who. Set up or a part of the game, but Flatfoot working with the law is cool. Yeah, setting up. Okay, I get what you're saying. Setting somebody up is part of the game, but Flatfoot working with the law is yeah. That's when you're a rat, exactly. Because you gotta think about it. If you're in the game, bro, if you don't make moves like that to put yourself and your people in a better position, you ain't gonna never go nowhere. So being strategic and smart, making moves so that to get your competition out of the way and let the dominoes fall the way they fall. That's different from just flat out going to the police with like, um, hey, Kanan got a, Kanan, he been selling drugs out of this store for like 2 years now. Say I can tell you the location and the time where he gonna do his next pickup. That's snitching, unquestionably. Like what Rock did, for instance. When Rock went to the Detective Howard and told him the time and the place where Unique shipment was gonna be, that's snitching. No question about it. Because you went directly to the laws to do it. Yeah, Rock's a snitch. You can't argue that. Rock is absolutely a snitch. I think she don't snitch on countless people that we can't even confirm yet. Yeah, because I don't think Diego snitched, bro. I don't. At least I can't remember it. Somebody give me something. It's a lot more to being a snitch in 2025. You could be recording a fight on live that turns into a shooting, and now you've inadvertently inadvertently got somebody roped up in a murder. Yeah, but you didn't snitch. You just was a little bit foolish. But that's not being a snitch. You only a snitch if you record it, go straight to the police station, show that shit to them, then you snitch it. But if like you record it and then post it online, then the police or somebody end up seeing it, and the laws end up getting involved. You didn't snitch. You just was a little stupid, but you didn't snitch. Dre is absolutely a snitch. We ain't even gotta cover that nigga. Dre is a super snitch. Tommy snitching would be crazy. It would take a immoral, crazy ass, unstable nigga to make Tommy snitch. They'll have to be on some Diddy shit. Now I told you what I think. The way I could possibly see it happening is he does it to protect his child. That's the only way I could see him possibly doing something like this. This nigga had to do. He has had to get started some kind of way. But yeah, who is the biggest snitch in power history? I think that'll make a good video, y'all. That should be a good. That'll be a good discussion for tomorrow. Who is the greatest snitch in power history? I think it might be Dre, but I don't know. I would have to go back and you know think it all over, all the snitches, and then all the things that they ever snitched on, and come up with a conclusion. But I don't know. I think it might end up being Dre or maybe Rock. See, but it is like that, Takara. I think they're a little bit more so incompetent than they are as this, because you got certain people that are real deal stupid. Like think about this. There's dummies that do things that's illegal and they'll post it on the internet themselves of what they did, not thinking about the feds is watching that shit. Trust me, I know niggas that done stuff like that. Which is basically snitching on yourself, but them not the snitches that we necessarily talking about. Oh yeah, I just thought about Mecca's the king. Never mind. Why the hell he the goat of global snitching? Tariq already let us know. That's who win. Tommy might use Vic to snitch so it doesn't come dirty directly from him. Could be. I mean, that he is still alive, and I'm pretty sure he was thinking on, a way that Vic could still be useful. So it's possible. But was Noma doing the snitching? I mean, I'm pretty sure she knew Mecca was snitching, but was she doing the snitching herself directly? You know what? That's one of them that never snitched too. Too big. Well, now I don't know. Judging by y'all definition, he a snitch because he snitched on Spanky, right? But the only reason why he told Tommy on Spanky is because that nigga was talking to the laws. See, that's what I'm keep trying to tell and highlight to y'all. If you're not directly telling the police, that's different. Like street niggas can say something to street niggas because you still keeping it in the streets. But when you involve in the laws, then that's different. Wish we could see a backstory of Mecca snitching and how he got with Noma. Hey, you just never know. Maybe Origins will give us a little bit of it, possibly. Davis is one of the coldest manipulators in power history. He stayed working with people. He was backdooring. Yeah, he definitely up there as one of the top finesses, no question about it. He snitched to Tommy about who ratted him out about Poncho's death. I'm pretty sure if I think about it, Braden snitched too, bro. I'm going by their definition. Now, we going by what most people's definition of snitching is, then I would agree with you. But if we go by their definition, what they saying, everybody in their life, everybody has snitched. Like judging by I just found one. Judging by their definition, Braden snitched on Effie. Because remember when Tariq caught him in season 3 and was beating his ass, he snitched and told that Effie knocked her out and took her away. That's snitching, according to what y'all say. Yeah, it's fair game if y'all both criminals and let's say y'all enemies. It's only really considered snitching if you go into the laws. Kind of like what your guy said. Oh, his by that definition, he definitely a snitch. He also told Tommy about Dre snitching. Yeah, we know Mecca the biggest one. That's why I had to take back what I said. It's definitely Mecca. I mean, yeah. I mean, according to what y'all say, yeah, Effie is a snitch. Sure. Absolutely. I'm talking about DeMarcus and Takari. According to what they said, everybody in the world is a snitch. Because the police, like, everybody done told somebody some information about something before. Everybody's done that. If you, especially if you in the game, if you gang bang or anything like that, you done did that before. Yeah, so Kane, he never directly did it himself. I guess since he out see that's what I was saying. That's strategical. He put the badge up in Tariq's dorm room, knowing that more than likely the laws would get involved, but he didn't directly tell them. Because I'm pretty sure if they would have, directly came to Kane and asked him about it, then he probably been like, "You need to just do your job." But then again, I don't know because y'all got a big case when you say when he was trying to get Effie to snitch on Tariq. I mean, and then Effie wouldn't do it. So yeah, like you said, all in Monet was right. By their definition, Diego Jimenez may be the only person to not snitch, and maybe Jason. Uh, let me do some thinking on Jason. Uh, right now, I can't think of none, but I believe Jason may have done something like that. Right now, I can't think of any. I agree with you all. Then I'm on the same boat. If you plant a dead police officer's badge in somebody else's door, you said they're about to get arrested. That's snitching. Snitches. Is Kendrick Lamar character considered a snitch? Right, because he definitely told Kanan where they be at. In my definition, he wasn't snitching. He just was doing what he had to do for his survival. Kane cleared that up to see if Effie was snitch so Monet wouldn't take her out. Kane knew she was solid to not tell the law. They said Diana was the snitch telling Zeke about Monet at the dinner table. That was family business. She didn't tell nobody else outside of the family. Said Diana snitched on Tariq. What did he say? What's she snitch? You talking about with the situation with when Monet got shot, I'm guessing. So apparently famous snitched indirectly in front of Ju Juliana when Kanan and Jukebox talked about the stash getting raided and Davina. Mm, since we so this is the thing. I guess let's go ahead and put an end to this. So let me ask y'all this. Is there a difference between a snitch and a rat? because maybe that's where the confusion is lying. DeMarcus isn't the problem with snitching. You helping the law persecute somebody else. Isn't the problem? Okay, you say isn't it? Okay. If I plant a murder weapon under your bed while you at work and you go to prison, I wouldn't be wrong. You absolutely would. I mean, essentially, judging by, I mean, I gotta rock with Takari a little bit in this because think about it. Pretty much what Kane did is the same thing that Ghost and Tasha did to Kanan. Think about this. They didn't directly tell the police that Kanan, had drugs in his car and was pushing it. They just gave an anonymous tip about something and then, unscrewed the tail light bulb so that he can get pulled over. So it's kind of the same thing. And Kanan absolutely, referred to Ghost as a snitch. Ghost rat ass probably did it. He tell them goddamn cops nothing. Ghost rat ass probably did it. What are you talking about, Dad? Kanan, if you touch my son, I will fuck you. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't the one giving out the orders. I am. And you get your snitch ass up in that motherfucking car. Or Tariq's dead. No, Kane wanted Effie to snitch, and she actually did snitch to Noma about Tariq. So you don't think there's a difference? Okay. Tasha did snitch. She called the police. Well, yeah, that's what I said. She made the anonymous tip, and like I said, Kanan considered that snitching. So pretty much that's the same thing Kane did. He put a badge up in Tariq's dorm room. He didn't alert the cops. So I guess that's where the slight difference would be, because he didn't alert the cops, but he knew more than likely that they would come looking, and he just let the dominoes fall. So what about civilians that snitch? People say Lauren didn't snitch, and she did technically. Hey, yeah, absolutely, Lauren was a snitch. No question about it. Who did you snitch on? She didn't snitch on Tariq, but she did snitch on. I mean, she was wearing a wire. That's you automatic snitch. Fuck that. If you wearing a wire, you're a snitch. No question about it, because you basically cooperating with the feds. So yeah, Jannard, judging by your definition, I'm pretty sure he did. By y'all definition, shit, I can even make a case that D-Mac a snitch. Wait, Kane knew that police were on campus on doing an investigation, which is why he left the badge in the first place. Well, yeah, like I said, he didn't directly alert them, but he knew that they were on to them already. So more than likely they were gonna go through there and search his dorm. She was blackmailed to wearing a wire by Hotbox Milgram, and she thought it was Braden as the dealer, not to read. It don't matter. It does not matter. She still was a snitch. Shit, people get arrested, get interrogated, and manipulated by police all the time. If they end up snitching and giving them some information, you a snitch. Why you keep bringing up Tasha called the police on Kanan? Nobody's denying that Tasha didn't snitch. No, she just ended up saving her ass because she knew that was the smartest decisions. But she still was a snitch. She ain't about to get out of that. God damn. In protective custody, Lauren becomes the Fed's main witness against Tariq. Jenny Sullivan, the prosecutor, uses fear to keep Lauren in custody and provide information. It's only snitching if you in the game. Lauren wasn't in the game. She is the villain. Now you still snitching. Ain't got no link shoot. You still snitching. All that was Effie's fault. Too trying off her made the situation worse. Yeah, but at the same time, she was trying to make sure a snitch didn't get away. Think about it. If Lauren would have talked, she could have brought all of them down. We get it that Tariq said he handled it and tried to send her out of town. But who's to say she wouldn't have wanted to come back and eventually get roped up by the feds and they force her to, well, not force her, but convince her to snitch. That was too risky. If Lou is Ghost's dad, then snitching must be genetic. Yeah, it did backfire, but hey, I'm just saying, I get the reason why she tried to do it. I didn't say she snitched in season 3. You ain't got to be in the game to be a snitch, bro. You can if you know somebody that end up was slanging on the corner, and you so happen to go and just tell the police, even though you ain't directly in the game yourself, you are still a snitch, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Now, when you in the game, I'll say this: okay, if you telling the laws, but if you in the game and shit like that, and what really snitching it don't even apply with that. To be honest with you, I just think if you tell the laws, you are. But if you own somebody, then you are. But if you telling like another person that's in the game, like, look, this going on, watch your back. That ain't to me. That ain't necessarily snitching. Marcus, you're right. Lauren didn't snitch. She was an informant, which is a full-time snitch. Right. A full-time snitch. Right. She upper ranks in that shit. But anyways, folks, I gotta get ready to check out because I gotta prep for tomorrow's stuff. I know I went long last night, kind of, and the night before that. I think maybe Monday I went really long, but I gotta close this thing out at a reasonable hour today. Because for one thing, my ass don't be getting no sleep. And I gotta get this other stuff together, and I kind of gotta go and clean some shit too. So we can get our last couple of remarks out, and I'm gonna be closing it out probably in the next 5 minutes down there. Hell no, it ain't no difference between snitching and being an informant. They both your ass a snitch. An informant is worse though because you're more dangerous than just a normal snitch. Because the informant can sneak up on you and find out everything.
Then get married and become a father. Oh, shoot. Okay. I didn't know it was going to take all of this. Give me time. Let me try to figure this out. Let me try to see if I can do this and do that and get the car and do this and love her more and balance all this. Wait a minute. Wait, chill. We're like, our idea and our fairy tale is you are Prince Charming, honey. And then we try to get you to fit Prince Charming. And the more you don't fit it, the more you in my office going, but he doesn't do this. But has he ever did it? No, but he's So are you getting to know who you with? Or are you making this man fit this fairy tale ideology that doesn't even exist anyway?
Lauren didn't see Tariq sell drugs or kill anyone. She just believed what Melvin told her until season 3, when she learned who Tariq really was. Tariq is surprised to learn that Lauren is alive and listening. Maybe that's the difference. If you in the game and you telling you're a rat, anyone else in or not a snitch. That's what I was kind of alluding to. Like maybe, that's what it is. But anyways, that's why at the end of the season 3, she left and moved away with her family. Didn't even say bye to Tariq. Since Tariq snitched on his own grandma, which he did. It's crazy. That was her best bet to leave. If the Lauren came back, she gonna get them all this time. I mean, it's obvious that she will return one day if power continues. She and Tariq are just a repeat of Angela and Ghost. DeMarcus, if Kane is such a big gangster, why didn't he just unalive Tariq and leave Ramirez's badge in his pocket? Okay. He's a snitch. That's wanted to see Tariq go to jail so he could steal his girl. Big possibility, but she will be worse than Angela to get Tariq back. Or what if Lauren wants to be a queen bee? That would be absolutely insane, I think. Monet told him not to take out Tariq because of Zeke. Yeah, that is true.
This nigga is saying if you're not paying for it,
Men get married and become a father. It's just thought my husband would.
I don't think Ghost wanted him to go to prison. He just knew that nigga would end up there, like right where he belonged. Anyways, though, y'all, like I said, I'm about to go ahead and check out. Nice, chopping it up with y'all per usual. Be back up in the morning to do the morning show. Got a couple of hot topics up in that bitch. It'd be nice to see some of y'all there. But I'm gonna catch y'all on the next live regardless. He said, everybody said, but they also told Kane to leave Noma alone. That's a fact. All right, y'all.